Sure. Well, obviously, we're still grappling with high interest rates in the economy brought in to control inflation. And I think that's going to bring the US economy into a moderate recession in the second half of 2023. I think it will be relatively short-lived. We're almost on top of inflation now, so that should allow interest rates to fall towards the year end and some sort of recovery in 2024. So that's the economics. Now, the rise in interest rates has pushed mortgages up, has pushed the rate of interest on commercial lending up, and that's causing values to fall almost across the whole of real estate, in the housing sector, but also in the commercial sector, in industrial, apartment, retail, but offices. And most of those sectors, industrial, retail, and apartments, should recover in terms of value within 2 to 3 years, as I expect the residential sector, the single-family residential sector, to recover in value relatively quickly. But it's the office sector that's got to have the steepest fall in value, maybe 30 to 40% in terms of value drop, and it could take up to 9 years for that sector to recover. But we've got to remember that it's not all of this office sector that's badly hit. We've discovered in our research that 80% of the increase in vacancy, and vacancy's gone from 12% up to 18%, roughly speaking. The majority of that vacancy is in 10% of the stock, the hardest hit buildings. And they tend to be older, they tend to have less amenities, they're located in neighborhoods with higher crime rates and lower numbers of restaurants. And they're kind of older buildings, maybe the generation from 1980 through to 2000, big concrete and glass, not places that people really want to work and sometimes don't feel safe going to. So, those offices are, I think, fundamentally challenged in the long term. They'll probably have to be converted or pulled down. But we've just done a global survey of big companies, occupiers, and we're very pleased to find that 77% of global large corporations remain committed to locating in the office, either mainly full-time, but sometimes half-time in the office. So there's a big portion of corporate America that remains, for whom the office remains fundamental to their operating model. Now, the office will have to change. It'll have to offer more amenities and maybe have to spruce itself up. It requires capex. But, and I think at the moment, just because interest rates are high, companies are taking the opportunity to reduce the amount of office space that they use. They're taking account of the fact that the workforce is flexible. But I do think that demand for office will come back when the economy comes back, because so many companies need that as it's part of their secret sauce for getting their culture, getting their training up young people, getting new ideas flowing. The office sector is hard hit at the present time, but it's down, but it's not out, and it will come back. So I think that's my main conclusion on commercial real estate.